Peace, y'all. This is Ron Reagan. I hope this video is going to bring you some peace and some calm, maybe some new and fun ways of engaging with breath and sound you can have at your disposal whenever you need them. Making this video in Bulbancha, which is Choctaw language of the Choctaw people, some of the original peoples of the place I now live called New Orleans. And I want to invite everyone to be comfortable while we do this work. Hopefully it will be some serious play in that we're gonna be building some new skills or deepening some existing ones perhaps, practicing some things that can be useful. And we're also gonna be exploring and hopefully being curious about our bodies and our breath and noticing new things. I'm gonna invite folks to just a few preparatory statements. This is gonna be probably around 15 minutes of an exercise, including this introduction. That's my goal. And so something to note, might be good to have some water nearby because we're gonna be spending a lot of air and moisture from the body. I would also invite you to find your body comfortably positioned. You can sit, stand, lie down, whatever it might be, but I just would invite you to not put anything on your torso to weigh you down or put any pressure, even something light, because we're going to be focusing on expanding and contracting. I will note that in some instances where I've led exercises like this, folks have said they've gotten a little lightheaded. So if you feel yourself getting a little lightheaded, please feel free to pause, feel free to stop, come back to this some other time, or have a seat, make sure that you are comfortably positioned. I've never had anyone pass out, but I have had folks be like, oh wow, that's a different way of breathing. So something to note. Anything else? I don't think so. All right, so I wanna invite y'all first. We're gonna also do some sound making at the end. So just as a note, it's warm in New Orleans, I'm a little sweaty. We will be making some sound toward the end, so prepare thyselves, however that feels good to you. So we're gonna focus on expanding and contracting and doing that with intention in different parts of our bodies. So let's first just notice our breathing. And notice on your inhales a sense of expansion as you take in air and a sense of contracting as you exhale. So just take some time to explore that in your body and your breath at your own pace, just a few breaths. Now that might be a different way of breathing for you. Some people do sort of curve in or contract when they breathe in. So if this is a new way of breathing or a different way of breathing or return to a way of breathing for you, that's cool. That's what we're gonna work with though. Expanding on the inhale, contracting on the exhale. So here's the thing that we're gonna play with now. On those inhales, we're gonna sort of think of our bodies, and particularly like our rib cages in this torso area, as like a umbrella. So it's gonna pop open, pew, right, all those prongs. And then what we're gonna do on those exhales, instead of collapsing right away, we're going to try to maintain some outward tension so that we can keep our bodies open even as we're collapsing. And herein for me lies a rich metaphor, wherein as a singer, as a person who works with vocal sound making, this is a helpful tool because it helps, maintain a note, for example. I can sing a longer note if I'm finding these pockets of air dynamically as I release them, right? I'm able to sing more fully and with more power and more control. That being said, I also think there are some useful metaphors here in terms of how we think about moving through this increasingly oppressive environment where all these external forces are weighing down on us, and maybe we have internal weight as well. How do we maintain a sense of openness, not just as a metaphor, but as a physical sense? How can we stay open with our breath even as we might want to collapse? Therein lies the art of singing, according to my voice teacher, Jane Sharp. And herein, I think, also lies the art of surviving all the things that we are surviving right now, that are collapsing around us. So that's part of the rigor in this play, is to develop a sensibility of how we can hold those contradictions and remain open in the face of some pretty terrible things that are unfolding. So, with that, we're going to breathe intentionally into different parts of our bodies. Inhaling, exhaling using this thing, putting our teeth together to create some resistance. And then we're going to exhale for as long as we can. It's not a competition with anyone, including yourself. It's a way of noticing how we're breathing so that we can develop that intelligence and breathe differently if we so desire. So, we're going to breathe into different parts of the body. The belly, the side body, so the space between the lip of our ribs and the ridge of our hips on the sides. We're going to breathe into our lower back, then we're going to breathe into our chest, and then we're going to breathe into the space between our shoulder blades. And in each of those times, we're going to inhale, fill up that space, cumulatively building, 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 growing, growing, growing. And then releasing and trying to keep this outward tension that helps us maintain that space. So we're going to do this 5 times. All right? And at the end of each exhale, I'm just going to stop, take a little pause, maybe say a few things, give those who are still exhaling some time. You can also pause this and then play it again if you're still exhaling and I've started talking or moved on to the next thing. Cool? Cool. All right, so get comfortable. Before we do any of our inhales, we're going to release air. Feel free to make a sound or like wiggle your body in a way that helps you release. You want to be not tense. So here we go. Exhaling to prep. Okay. Belly first. Inhaling. Fill it up. And exhale. Your body naturally wants to fill up with air right when you finish that, so allow that to happen. Notice, was that different? Was it a different way of breathing for you? Did you notice something different? I did. I noticed that I'm hungry and I need to eat after I record this video. So we're gonna keep the belly now and we're gonna add the side body, all right? So again, wiggling to get a breath out. Breathing into the belly and the side body. And exhaling. Staying open. Again, noticing. What was different about that one? If you added that side body, did you have more capacity to maintain that exhale? Was it a little longer? Maybe you didn't notice any difference at all, and that's fine too. Do you feel it? Is there a sensation in the side body that maybe wasn't there before we breathed into it? Just taking stock after each of these, just noticing. All right? So we're gonna keep the belly, we're gonna keep the side body, we're going to add and focus our attention on this inhale, however, on the low back. So we're gonna try to fill that up like a little water balloon. All right? Here we go. So shaking out what you got in your body. Inhaling, focusing on the low back, and here we go. Stay open, stay open. All right, so now we've got this sort of inner tube that we filled up. Front body and the belly, side body, low back. So now we've got this sort of 360 inner tube. This is the basis of our singing support structure, of our breath support structure in the teachings that I've had. And we're gonna now add on to that structure a little bit. And you can do this really in any part of your body. It's kind of a fun exploration. Like, can I breathe into my left armpit? What does that feel like? I don't know. Maybe it's just an energetic impulse, but maybe there actually is like a expansive place right there. Who knows? Everybody is different. That's part of the joy of exploration. So we're gonna do now breathing into the chest. So we're gonna add this whole, we're gonna keep the donut, we're gonna add the chest, all right? Here we go. Shaking out the breath. And breathing into the full inner tube plus the chest. So, how's that resistance feeling in your body? Are you able to find that muscular energy of pushing yourself open even while the breath is leaving your body? It's so interesting, right? I think it's super interesting. Keep playing with that. It's so fun. We're gonna play with it one more time together, but I really encourage this play and exploration and on your own time, and or redoing this part of the video and exploring it however many times you like. So we're gonna keep the belly, keep the side body, keep the lower back, keep the chest, and now we're going to move into the area just between our shoulder blades. So we're gonna expand those wings back there, basically, right? But we need to keep this all open, so we can't collapse here, right? We gotta somehow find this dance inside of the body in all of these places, all right? So shaking out the breath, building on everything we've done. Breathing into the shoulder blade wings, all right? And here we go. Stay open, stay open. All right, how do you feel? Notice how you feel. Maybe you do feel a little lightheaded, I hope not. Maybe you need some water, I'm about to drink some. And how does your body feel? Do you feel like you did some work? Because it's work. It's work to breathe like that. And to stretch and explore the limits of our capacity to intake and release air. So I want to honor that as work. We're going to do a little bit more work. And so this is also in the realm of some principles and concepts I work with in doing vocal work with folks around holding contradiction. And so what we're going to do now is hold a note that you're going to choose spontaneously, and I learned this initially from my teacher and Alternate Roots co-member, Elise Witt. I like to call this, in my practice, a soul note exercise. So you're just gonna sing the note that is on your heart, your spirit, your body, when we exhale. So we're gonna do the similar inhaling. We're gonna use that whole space we've just cultivated, but on the exhale, instead of tss, you're just gonna pick a note, any note, whatever note comes out of your mouth, you're not gonna edit it, you're just gonna keep it moving, all right? And the goal here, and if you're doing this with someone who you're with, it's even more fun, is to do the work of keeping your note as it comes out of your mouth. So you're gonna hear what I do, and it's gonna be different probably than what you do. The pitch, the tone's gonna be different. Rather than try to match me, explore holding your note with mine and not changing. Can you hear what I'm doing and hear what you're doing and allow those to coexist even if they don't seem to fit together? Can we explore these things together, right? Like how we show up in a circle with somebody, like folks in community, folks who we're trying to build with, folks who we're doing any kind of work with. Like we might be coming with some energies that may not actually just vibe right away, but instead of doing that, we're gonna be like, nah, I ain't messing with that. You know, with this Black feminist intelligence and this, like Audre Lorde is always in my head when I talk about this, right? The generative, creative potential of difference, rather than minimizing it or distancing, engaging with it creatively. That's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna do that 3 times, and then this will be done. And each time I'm gonna change my note. I welcome you to sing whatever note you want. But the goal is to just keep your thing going, whatever your thing is. All right? And I'm gonna just sing a note until I'm done singing. I'm gonna take a little break, and then we're gonna come back together and start again whenever you're ready. All right. This is so weird to do this. I usually do this with people in real time, bodies in the same space. So I don't know. Hopefully this will translate. All right, y'all. I'm seeing that I'm at 15 and a half minutes. So this will be our last little bit. Here we go. We're gonna fill up, and on the exhale, we're gonna sing a note, and you're going to keep singing your note no matter what I do. All right, here we go. So, using all that torso space, belly, side body, lower back, chest, between the shoulder blades, expanding, exhale on a note. Shake it out. Inhaling, filling up. Exhaling on a note. How was that? We're gonna do it 2 more times. I'm gonna change my note. Ah is a good syllable, but really any syllable you want is fine. Ah, ooh, ee, whatever you want, it's fine. The note is the thing to focus on. All right, here we go. Shaking it out. Filling up the torso. Exhaling on a note. All right. Woo! I'm sure there's some vibrations happening. I don't know. I'm so curious. I would love to see videos of people doing this. Maybe that's a little creepy, but it would be really interesting to me to watch people engaging with this. All right, this is the last one. And then we're gonna wrap this up, and I'm gonna thank you all for your time. So, final hurrah, shaking out the breath. Filling up our torsos. Exhaling on a note. Cool. Thank you everyone for your time. Thank you Creative Capital for this series of offerings that you're curating. And I hope to see y'all out there in the world sometime when we can gather together again and sing. I miss that. Peace.